The Nazi regime in Germany, the origin and aims of the Nazi Party. On 5th January 1919, not 2 months after the conclusion of armistice, which ended the First World War, and 6 months before the signing of the peace treaties at Versailles, there came into being in Germany a small political party called the German Labour Party. On the 12th September 1919, Adolf Hitler became a member of this party. At the first public meeting held in Munich on 24 February 1920, he announced the party's program. That program, which remained unaltered until the party was dissolved in 1945, consisted of 25 points, of which the following 5 are particular interest on account of the light they throw in the matters with which the tribunal is concerned. Point 1. We demand the unification of all Germans in the Greater Germany, on this basis of the right of a self-determination of peoples. Point 2. We demand equality of rights for the German people in respect of other nations, abrogation of the peace treaties of Versailles and Saint-Germain. Point 3. We demand land and territory for the sustenance of our people and the colonization of our surplus population. Point 4. Only a member of the race can be a citizen. A member of the race can only be one who is of German blood without consideration of creed. Consequently, no Jew can be a member of the race. Point 22. We demand abolition of the mercenary troops and formation of a national army. Of these aims, the one which seems to have regarded as the most important, and which figured in almost every public speech, was the removal of the disgrace of the armistice and the restrictions of the peace treaties of Versailles and Saint-Germain. In a typical speech at Munich on the 13th April 1923, for example, Hitler said with regard to the Treaty of Versailles, the treaty was made in order to bring 20 million Germans to their deaths and to ruin the German nation. At its foundation, our movement formulated 3 demands. 1. Setting aside of the peace treaty. 2. Unification of all Germans. 3. Land and soil to feed our nation. The demand for the unification of all Germans in the Greater Germany was to play a large part in the events preceding the seizure of Austria and Czechoslovakia. The abrogation of the Treaty of Versailles was to become a decisive motive in attempting to justify the policy of the German government. The demand for land was to be the justification for the acquisition of living space at the expense of other nations. The expulsion of the Jews from membership of the race of Germans' blood was to lead to the atrocities against the Jewish people, and the demand for a national army was to result in measures of rearmament on the largest possible scale, and ultimately to war. On the 29th July 1921, the party which had changed its name to National Socialist Deutsche Arbeiterpartei, NSDAP, was reorganized, Hitler becoming the first chairman. It was in this year that the Sturmabteilung, or SA, was founded, with Hitler at its head as a private paramilitary force, which allegedly was to be used for the purpose of protecting NSDAP leaders from attack by rival political parties and preserving order at NSDAP meetings. But in reality, it was used for fighting political opponents on the streets. In March 1923, the defendant, Göring, was appointed head of the SA.